Well, hello, friends. I am glad you're here. This is a collection of my favorite pasta sauces and pasta dish in general. We're going to start the first one with the mac and cheese. I got 4 cheese in there. Cheddar, Gruyere, Parmigiano Reggiano, and of course I got a creamy brie in there. And let me tell you, that mac and cheese is amazing. After that, we're going to do a Bolognese. And the Bolognese is going to be with beef and spicy Italian sausage. It is an amazing combination of those two, and the beauty about that sauce, you can make it in advance and stay in the freezer 17 years. And then we're doing the Pomodoro. Beautiful. This is the easiest tomato sauce you'll ever make. Fresh tomato, chopped together really cool, a little basil, boom. You got an amazing Pomodoro sauce. Really, really easy to make. And then we're doing a creamy penne mushroom pasta. A delicious cream sauce, super easy to make. Much easier than any other sauce you'll make. You'll see, and it's delicious, and it's so satisfying. And then we'll close everything with a so famous Italian linguine clam sauce. I'm making it with 3 ingredients, and it's magical what the Italians do with 3 ingredients. You're gonna love it, my friends. Let's not wait anymore. Let's start working with the mac and cheese. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, one of my favorite pasta is indeed macaroni and cheese. Yeah, my macaroni and cheese is the best I've ever had. Well, if it wasn't, I would change it. It's really easy. A lot of you make macaroni and cheese. I'm going to show you with you the way I make it. It's really simple, and it's so amazing. It's not one of them macaroni and cheese, then after you reheat it, it's dry as bone, and you eat a couple of pieces, yeah, it's so dry. It's not good. Mine is going to be nice and creamy even when you reheat it. All right, first we're going to very simple. You'll see, it's really, really simple what I do. Really simple. I got 4 ounces of butter. That's a stick. And we're going to make the roux. My way is no different. It's a classic way of doing it. We're making a bechamel. We put cheese, it becomes a Mornay. This is how you make a bechamel. So you put a flour in there, regular flour. So you got 4 ounces of flour, and you got 4 ounces of butter. The flour, you weigh it, and the butter, you weigh it, okay? And meaning you put it on the scale, so you know for sure. I should have measured it for you. I'll tell you what I do. In the printed recipe, for those of you that don't have a scale, friends, where you been? You need a... So what we want to do here, friends, we want to cook the roux a little bit, okay? So this will eliminate a little bit of the flour flavor, the starchy flavor. So it's not, because it's not going to cook that long. So if you cook it like this for a little while, you eliminate the starchiness of the flour. Starchiness of the flour. How do you like that? That's pretty good, right? My English is getting pretty good. After 50 some years I've been in the United States, you'd think I would have a perfect English, right? Well, not exactly. So anyway, we're cooking the roux. Then let me tell you what we have. Okay, so I got the cheese. I make it easy. Okay, 4 ounces of brie, and I didn't remove the rind because it's such a creamy brie. Look at this thing. Look at this. It's so creamy. It would be impossible. Normally what I do, I take a vegetable grater and I grate it. But the rind is going to melt anyway, so don't worry about it. You'll never know it's in there. Don't worry about it. It's perfect, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. Then I got 4 ounces of Gruyere that I grated. And then I got 4 ounces of Parmigiano Reggiano. And then I got 4 ounces of cheddar. Put whatever cheese you want in there. Want to put Gouda? Put Gouda in there. Put whatever cheese you want. You don't like brie? Don't put it in there. It's because probably you didn't have no creamy brie like this one. So now, friends, we're going to put the milk in there. And you put a milk. You put a cold milk. You put a hot milk. Put whatever, cold, hot. They tell you you don't get lump. Look, I don't get lumps. You don't get lump. I don't care if it's cold. I don't care if it's hot. You don't get lump. You just mix it up really good. Reduce your heat. And you'll see it's going to be smooth as silk. Everything's going to be smooth as silk. Don't worry about it. You put the milk in there. Voila. You can also add a little bit of half and half if you want also in there. If you don't want to put just milk, you can put 3/4 milk and a little bit of half and half. But half and half is not exactly easy, not available in many countries. They go, what's a half and half? Half cream, half milk. And a lot of people don't have it in different countries. So very simple what I'm doing. You see, look, we're going to mix all this up. And then we're going to add more milk. See, look, it's thickening really quick. We're going to add the milk and the half and half if you want. It's up to you. Here, milk, cream. I started with a total of 6 cups. We'll see how I go. For the measurement I gave you, the dish is 8 inches by 12. And you see it's becoming very nice and smooth. This is such a simple recipe to make, my friends. It really is. It's like a no-brainer. So like I said, I started with 6 cups. I think 6 cups is going to be just fine, but we'll see. We'll see. And then we're going to put the cheese in there. We're going to melt them beautiful. This is so simple. Then I'll talk about the macaroni that I'm using, the elbow macaroni. You see, look how beautiful it is. You see, I got to give it a little bit of elbow grease in there. You see, just mix it up really good, eh? You see, look at this, beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. I think we're going to use it all. We'll see what happens. And then we're going to cook it, and we're going to put the salt and pepper. This is one of the simplest recipes in the world, and yet I don't know why so many people make it so dry and starchy, and it's so simple. Look, there's nothing to it. Salt and pepper, okay? Voila, salt. Now, you're supposed to use white pepper. My mom would always make sure I use white pepper, but I don't like white pepper. Do you like white pepper? To me, it tastes like sandpaper. When the last time I ate sandpaper? It just gives you, it tastes like sand. It just don't taste like great. So we use the black pepper. Don't tell my mom, okay? Don't look. Here we go. And you see, it's looking beautiful. Look at this, my friend, look at it. See, so don't let them tell you, put the cold milk, put the hot milk, put whatever you want. If you put a cold milk, it'll work also just as well. It takes longer. So if you got time, the brie, I'm going to put it all right there in there. It'll melt. And if it doesn't, I'm going to take care of it. The cheese, put all the cheese in there. You can't have too many cheese. You can't have too much cheese. Macaroni and cheese. Huh. We used to say cheese with a little macaroni. Too much cheese? Huh. No, thank you. You can never have too much cheese. Look at this. So this is going to take a little while to melt. We're going to melt it all. We're going to incorporate it all. And the nutmeg, my friends. The nutmeg. Look at this nutmeg. I've had so many nutmeg grinder in my professional career. And then Microplane, the same company that make the Microplane grater, they came up with this new nutmeg grinder. It's so easy to use compared to the old one I used to have. You take your nutmeg, you put it in here, right? And then you put this on top of it, and you go like this. And look at this. You see? Look at this. And it's like so easy. Okay? Now, nutmeg, you know, you really, really want to put a freshly grated nutmeg. Don't put too much. Too much is no good. Nutmeg is like all them spices. All the spices, friends, then are supposed to be in the back, not in the foreground. And what does that mean? That means when you're testing this, you're not going to say, oh, there's nutmeg in there. Oh, that means you got way too much nutmeg. It should be like, well, what is that? There's a spice in there. I can't tell exactly what it is. Yeah, it's nutmeg, you tell them, because it's in the background. And that's when you do, this is the magic of a good chef. All right? Look, friends, we're going to put the whole six cup. Well, I may have to put a little more. We'll see how it goes. Because I want it to be liquid. I want it to be overly liquid. Meaning it should be too liquid. When you look at it, you go, oh, that's too liquid. Yeah, let it be too liquid. Because after you bake, after you add the pasta are going to release more starch. And trust me, it's not going to be too liquid. Okay, so I want at the beginning for you to look at it and go, this is too liquid. Look how beautiful it is, though. You see that? This, my friends. If you haven't ever made my macaroni and cheese recipe, I invite you. By the way, see the brie is all gone. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit more so I had 6 cups of milk, and I'm going to add a little bit of half and half. If you got it, if you don't have it, put the milk in there. That's okay. What do I got? You know, I got a little bit of half and half. I'm going to put a little bit of half and half. Just a little bit more. I want it to be, like I say, look, so that was about what? Half a cup. But don't be measuring, friends. Put a lot. Put an extra. So now what we're going to do, like I said, I want it to be extra liquid. You'll see. It's so much more enjoyable. I'm going to test it out, friends, and see what we got. See, look how beautiful it is. Look at this. Hey, let me test it to see if it's any good. Delicious. A little more salt. Yeah, now you can test all the cheeses. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use one of my immersion blender right there. And I'm going to make sure it's super, super smooth, okay? I see a couple of pieces of the brie and did not melt. That'll take care of it. See, look. If you don't have one of those, friends, they're not expensive. Check it out on Amazon or online. They're not expensive. You make a dressing with this. You do soup. All kind of stuff with it. This is an amazing tool, friends, for the kitchen. I highly recommend that you get it. So let's look at this. Let's see what we got here, friends. You see? Look at this. Look at this. Is this beautiful or what? I think it's gorgeous. All right, now what do? I got a pasta. The pasta I got right there. I'll show you, my friends. I don't want to waste nothing, okay? So you see what I do? I clean the side of my bowl. Now, one trick. If you want to make it in advance, I should keep all that here. If you want to make it in advance, what you do, you take a plastic wrap and put it on top. Turn the heat off. You put it on top, not on top of the pot, on top of the sauce. You go like this, you put on top of the sauce. Then you can make it in advance. Otherwise, it'll get a crust immediately. It's going to get a crust on it immediately, friends. The macaronis. Look, this is a regular size macaronis, okay? This is for baby food. And this is what they call large elbow. And then there's jumbo. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is too small. This is okay. The jumbo is not even. I have a pound of it here. They're already cooked. I cook them in water just like you cook pasta. Cook them in advance. It's much easier. I put a little bit of olive oil so they don't stick. I take a little bit of olive oil and I shake them. Okay, and then see, look, just shake them. Okay, and they're fine. All right. So what we're going to do now? We're going to put in here. This is 1 pound of pasta. Recipes for 1 pound of pasta, friends. You see, look. 1 pound of pasta. That's it. It's pretty simple. We're going to mix all this up. Now, I want you to say to yourself, oh, this is going to be too liquid. Trust me, that's what I want you to do. If you're not saying it's going to be too liquid, then you probably didn't do it right. I want you to say it's going to be too liquid. Because that means you did it right. Look at this, baby pasta. Look how beautiful that is. Now you can put a bit of truffle oil in there. White truffle oil or black truffle oil in there. And that'll really bring it up to a whole different level. But it's up to you, my friend, if you like truffle oil or not. So, yeah, there's some beautiful one out there. It's up to you. So look, now we're going to take it. We're going to put it in the dish. Like I said, the dish is 8 by 12 buttered dish. You see, look. And this, my friends, whew, is heavy. I didn't need my Wheaties this morning. It's heavy. Look at this. Look at this. I'm telling you, friends, I should do this for a living. It's this is an easy recipe for everybody, friends. Look at this. Look at this. You see, it's a little liquid, right? That's what you want. Trust me. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the oven, 375, 350. We'll put it on top. We're going to put a beautiful breadcrumb. You can put a cheese on it. You can put whatever you want on here. I got this beautiful fresh breadcrumb. We're going to give you the recipe. There's a link in it. I think I even made a video on it. Fresh breadcrumb. It's very simple. It's got sun-dried tomatoes, little parsley. It's got cheese. It's got garlic in there. And this, my friends, is my macaroni and cheese. I'm going to put them in the oven. And when it comes out of the oven, I'm going to let it rest a little bit so I don't burn my mouth. And I come back and I see you when it's beautiful golden brown. All right, my friends? I see you in a minute. This is going to be the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had. And so simple to make. A child could do it. I'll be back. Isn't that a beauty? Oh, I let it rest a little bit because I don't want to burn myself. Because sometimes I do it. I eat it, I take it out of there, and it's hot. So, but this is gorgeous. This, my friend, is a beautiful, beautiful mac and cheese. Oh, yeah. This. This, my friends, is the mac and cheese. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at this, my friends. Wow. Oh. Not only is it delicious, but you see, I remember now I let it cool a little bit. I remember when I first put it in, how liquid it was, and look at now. Look at it. You see? It's not too liquid now. That's why it's so important to make it more liquid. This is the best mac and cheese, period. Hope you make it. Okay, friends, well, pasta selection cannot be a pasta selection unless you put a Bolognese. That has to be one of the recipe that gets the most scrutiny or critics or wannabe chefs on the internet to talk about a Bolognese. Remember, this is not a traditional recipe that I'm going to make you. This is the way I make it. For all of you out there, the recipe nerd, relax, have a glass of wine, have fun. We're having fun here. Normally, you know, when you make a Bolognese, you put beef or pork or beef and pork and veal. You can put it all. Today, we're just going to put beef, and then I'm going to introduce spicy Italian sausage. That's really, that's the traditional way I made a long time ago. You'll see online, I probably have 2 or 3 versions of it. And you know what? None of them are the same. Who wants to do the same thing all the time? Some people say, oh, it's not the way it's supposed to be. Well, then if everybody did it the same way, it'd be really boring, wouldn't it? Everybody like it. 50 chefs, 100 chefs, everybody make it the same. We're not doing this here. We make it the way we want it. So, my friends, this is, remember, cooking is only fun if you have a nice mise en place. Mise en place. Cut and dice everything in advance. So many of you have said to me, they never did do it until they started watching the channel, and that is a revolution. So many of you, comment, 100,000, if not thousands of comments of people have said, this has changed the way I cook forever. Because now you can have fun, my friend. Mamma mia, I gotta get going. I got the beef going. So this is a 90-10 ground beef that I get at Whole Food. It's local. They do it at Whole Food. At 90-10, you can see not much fat to it. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna add some fat from the spicy Italian sausage. Yes. spicy Italian sausage and the beef, and the fat from the sausage is gonna bring the fat that we don't have from the beef. You know, I'd rather do it when you order beef at the grocery store and you order 80-20, let's say 80-20, that means 80 lean, 20 fat. You don't know what kind of fat it is. You really don't know if it's 80-20. So I'd rather do this. I'd rather just get my my spicy Italian sausage, and I know where my fat comes from, and little spice in it, and they make it at Whole Foods. It's fantastic. So now, not to confuse you, everybody, I do 2 pots because it's easier, but you certainly could do it all in 1 pot. After you're done with this, we move it, okay? But I do 2 pots because it's easier for me to do it on the air, so I don't have to take it out and do it. Mamma mia! All right. So look, friends, I got a half of an onion in here, and I got about 2 stalks of celery that I cut, as you can see, very, very, very small dice. It's not very small. It's very, very, very small dice. And then I got about 2 or 3 delicious carrots that I shredded. Sometimes if I have a time, I do this. I shred them. And we're making a sofrito, which sometimes I don't do, but, you know, if you have the time to do it. And we're going to sweat this really, really good for a little bit of, and I'm doing it in a little bit of a garlic olive oil, okay? And we're going to sweat this sofrito. The celery, I didn't shred it because the celery is going to fall apart. The carrots, sometimes they don't cook, you know, so unless you cut them very, very small, they don't cook. You'll see this is going to be really nice. The carrots are really literally going to melt because you shredded them. And they were so sweet, they're delicious. They're going to give a really nice flavor. We're going to put a little bit of tomato paste in this in a minute. And we're going to saute the tomato paste as well. Okay? So let's go back to our sausage here. And what I do, I use one of those things. I love them. Or I use a spatula. And I break it up. This, my friend, is very important than we do. Very important than we do. You know, sometimes we buy the beef and it's full of water, and we say they're putting water. Not really. I mean, if you think about it, the human body is 70-80% water. So same thing with the beef. You know, there's water in the beef, and there's no other way around. But we want to get a Maillard reaction. We want to get some beautiful caramelization. So this is what I'm waiting for in a minute. You'll see, right now I'm just breaking it up. This, my friends, is a laborious. Laborious? Laborious or laborious? Both ways it said yes. So I don't know which one it is. But it's very time-consuming work. But you have to do it. It's nice if you have one of those wooden spatula thing. You can find them everywhere online. They're not expensive. They're not expensive at all. And they work great, you see. In a minute, we're going to flip it. Jack asked me earlier, are you going to flip anything? And I said, no, I don't need to flip it. And now I said, I'm going to flip it. And they're just going to saute them a little bit. Like, you see, look, so I can get a little color, that's all. You see, look, see right there, friends? Right there. You see right there, that right there? Right there. That's what I want everywhere. Okay? Because this, my friend, is flavor. Okay? It's really important that we do this. I see so many restaurants, they don't take the time to do that. Well, of course. But in a restaurant, it's not that difficult. In a restaurant, if you have a big griddle, you put it on the griddle. And a big spatula, you'll do it in no time at all. Most restaurants, they poach it. Most recipes you see, people poach it. They poach the beef or the sausage or whatever they're putting in, or the veal or whatever they're putting here, the pork. They're poaching it, which means not enough heat, and then you never get that caramelization like I just showed you a second ago, my friend. It's really important you want to cut that up because you don't want a big piece of sausage in your Bolognese. That's why you're doing this, you see. It's time consuming, but it's worth it. How are we doing over there? You see, much easier if I have 2 pots. So now the sofrito is starting to melt. Some people put it in a mixer. I don't believe in that either because I think it takes it makes it mushy. So look, a little bit of tomato paste. That's about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then we're going to saute it as well, just for a second. And that's going to sweeten this tomato paste a little bit. Just cook it. Mix it all up like this, you see. How are we doing over there? Let me see. We're going to continue doing this, but I want to concentrate on this for a second. Just concentrate so I don't burn anything. Because it's pretty high pot. Garlic, again, is another thing. You put it in or you don't put it in. I like to put it in, so I put it. I have a tablespoon of chopped garlic. And the second I smell the garlic, which should be about now, I'm going to put a little red wine. Okay, and I'm doing Italian, so I'm putting a little Chianti Classico. Nice little Chianti Classico. It goes well. That's about a glass of wine, would you say? And we're going to let it reduce. There you go. It's about a glass and a half maybe. Let it reduce for a little bit. Let's check the side of the pot. See, I always do this, friends. Check the side of the pot, eh? It's starting to smell so good in here. Yeah, you see, look. This is our base right there, my friends. Smells amazing. You see? All right, let's see what we got here. Do we have any nice color? Show me some color here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're getting there. You see, friends? We're really getting there. It's looking beautiful. Yes. And it smells delicious. If you buy a good spicy Italian sausage, you could just do it all sausage if you wanted to. I've done it many times. Matter of fact, like I said, the first Bolognese I made on the air, I had just plain sausage. Basically, it's a tomato sauce with some kind of a ground meat in here. That's what it is. Make it however you want it. Okay, now, our wine has reduced, friends. Remember, always reduce the wine, eh? The wine has reduced, now you put tomatoes. I got one big 28-ounce can of tomatoes. Right? One big 28-ounce of tomato. Now reduce the heat. We don't need to go that high anymore. Those are San Marzano tomato peeled. If you can get them, peeled tomatoes. And I squish them. It's a new culinary term we're learning today. We're squishing it. And now, my friend, we're going to put the sausage in there. We're getting some really, really nice color. But I tell you what, friends. Oh, yes. We're getting some nice color. You see? Not all of it, but I think we're good. Yeah, oh, yeah, we got some nice color. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see, friends? I know you probably don't see it with the camera, because it's not easy to get right in the pot. But Jax tries it all the time, but here it is. I think it's beautiful, you see? And then, friends, we are going to put that in there. So this is 2 pounds, eh? A pound of beef and a pound of sausage. A pound of beef and a pound of sausage. So total 2 pounds, eh? Put this in here. Let's make sure we don't use any of that goodie right there. You see? Voila. Nice. Everything in there. Turn that off. And now, my friends, we're going to put a couple of cups of beef stock. And this is going to give us beautiful moisture. And we're going to let that cook for about an hour and a half. 2 hours at the most. Nice and gently. Let's put the stock on there so we have a nice consistency. Now this is my beef stock. And a lot of you have made that stock. I use it on so many of my recipes. If you don't have that, you just use a nice beef broth. But one day you should try. This is 3. So far I have 18 ounces here. I want to probably put a little bit more because this needs to This is going to need to cook, and it's going to reduce a lot, my friends. And you know what I've decided? I'm looking at it, and I'm going to put, so that's 4. So far, it's 24 ounces so far that I have. And I'm going to add a little bit more tomatoes, my friends. And I don't have them here, so I'm going to put more tomatoes in here. Probably another cup of tomatoes, so maybe another half a can of tomatoes. So the total will be about 1.5 cans of tomatoes. I'll give you the exact measurement of how much it is in the recipe that I do. Like I said, it's probably going to be 3 or 4 bolognese of mine online, and they're all different, but they're all delicious. Oh, let's not forget salt and pepper, friends. Salt and pepper, black pepper. Now, I don't want to do too much because the spicy Italian sausage is pretty good. Salt, it's already spicy enough, so I don't want to put too much in there. And let's put a little more tomato in there, my friends. And then I think it'll be fantastic. You know what? I'm going to ask Jack to give me some tomatoes. I got some right over here. Can you give me that thing of tomato, please, Jack? Because I think I'm going to show them exactly how much I'm going to add of the tomatoes. We just need it. Magically appear. So I'm going to put, I have probably here a little too much than I need. So let's do it together, friends. So then you see, this is the same deal. You see, look, we're going to put one. So that's about 2 cans of tomatoes, friends. Yeah, about two cans of tomatoes. You see, it really, really need it. And now we're going to cook this on cover, not cover, for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Very, very slowly. So get your smaller burner, smallest burner you have, and put it on there, and let it cook very gently. And this, my friends, and you know, you make extra because this freezes beautiful. Freezes at least 17 years. Now, people say I exaggerate. No. It freezes for a long, long, long time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put a little basil in there. I chopped it up. This is probably not in the recipe. I'm just adding it. A little bit of basil, just a few leaves of basil. I have some beautiful basil this week, and I'm using it on everything. We'll put it in here now. We'll let it cook. It's going to give it a beautiful flavor. Traditional or not, we don't care. This is delicious. And I'm going to cook this for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and then you notice right there, I got some milk. Then I'm going to put the milk later on toward the end, though. When it's almost down, like after 1.5 hours maybe, I'm going to add some milk in there. The milk, it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but my mom would explain it like that. She would say it binds all the ingredients, it binds all the flavor together. And the traditional bolognese in Italy, they put the milk in there, always. It really is. Brings all the ingredients together. All right, friends, so I see you in about 1.5 hours, 2 hours when this thing is ready to eat. Okay, friends, well, the bolognese has cooked about 2.5 hours. And then I'm going to put some more little basil toward the end. And remember what I was telling you, right there, the flavor of the basil when you first put it in versus now, it's like, it tastes so different. The one you put in at the beginning is going to give a beautiful flavor, but the one you're going to give it now is going to give a more floral flavor of the basil, you see? And, I mean, you can cut it if, I just think just mix it up like that. It's perfectly fine. And if you notice the consistency of the sauce, about a half hour ago or 45 minutes ago, I put about a half a cup of milk in there. Remember, the milk is very important. It's up to you if you want to add it on there, but it's really important. It kind of marries all the ingredients together. It's really nice. So, up to you, my friends. All right, so let's just do the pasta. I'm doing orecchiette pasta. means little ear. It's like a shell, it's like a half shell. And, I pre-cook them in advance. And look at this. It's gorgeous sauce, my friend. The smell of it is amazing. You want to do a final test, for seasoning and things. Make sure you're into things. And how much you can do more besides seasoning. Delicious. Imagine if I say, oh, not so good. I only cooked for 2.5 hours. I didn't know it was no good. Of course it's delicious. All right, well, my water was hot a minute ago, and now it's not so hot. So I'll just show you how I do it, a very simple way. I take my pasta, put them in a whatever pot I'm going to serve. Depends how many serving I'm going to use. And then I'm going to take my sauce, and I'm just going to mix it. And the oregano, see, so that's it. So you mix, it's an easy way to do it. You mix however much sauce you're going to need for however much pasta you're going to serve. This is 2 servings. Jack thinks it's only 1 serving, but it's actually 2 servings. It all depends, really, how much sauce you want to give them. It's really simple, huh? This is, the good part about that, I don't know if I told you, but this sauce freezes forever. I mean, you can have it in the freezer, so make it. When you make an extra batch. Put it in those 32-ounce container. I don't have one. To-go container kind of thing, and put them in the freezer. Let me tell you, this freezer's absolutely pure. This to me is one of the best pasta for this because, like I said, each pasta is like a little shell that is filled, so you really got to take your time to mix it so it fills up and really, really, really mix it. And this is gorgeous. Look at this. This is a beautiful pasta, my friend. I promise you, there's no way. I'm going to put I like a little fresh parsley or so at the last minute. It gives it a beautiful, fresh look. You see, it's gorgeous. And this, my friend, is very simple, huh? You remember what I did, right? You can put the beef, you can put the sausage, you can put whatever you want in there. And this is gorgeous. This is you can also put a little bit of a drizzle of olive oil on it, like a garlic olive oil or a pesto olive oil or something like that. If you have a nice flavored olive oil, and I'm telling you, like a nothing. Ooh, like a nothing, right? And then you take a Parmigiano Reggiano, right there. Just a little bit more Parmesan. Oh, this way. A little bit of Parmesan right there. See? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Right? Voila. Or you can put a lot more cheese, or you can put the grated Parmesan, whatever you like. And then you take a basil thing, tree. You always save them if you got it, of course. If you don't have it, well, you got the idea, right? It's not planting in there correctly. There you go. That's it. Voila, my friends. Voila, 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 voila. Put a little extra parsley right there so you look good. And this is my Bolognese. I'm taking a spoon again. And this is a beautiful Bolognese. I'm not going to disturb my picture. I'm just going to have one like that. Put a little extra Parmesan in there right there. And this. I love it. This, I mean, do I dare say it's one of my favorite? But yes, it is. I hope you make it, my friend. It's really delicious. Pomodoro. That has to be the easiest, the freshest, and one of the nicest pasta sauce. Fresh tomatoes. Fresh tomato sauce. It's real simple, my friends. It's so simple, I shouldn't even be making a video on it, but I'm hungry. And it has to be part of my favorite pasta sauce because it's really easy. I'm going to start with a little garlic olive oil in the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to put a little bit of onion on it. A lot of Italians have this thing about no onion and tomato sauce. Hey, I'm half French, so I'm going to put a little onion in there. Just a little bit. Half of an onion. Slice small. You don't like onion? Don't put it in. It's really that simple. But then there's no ingredient in there, all right? So we got to give him a little substance. And the onion is going to give us some substance right there. So I got a small diced onion. No big deal. Put it in there. I got the olive oil. When the olive oil is hot, you're not going to believe it. This is like so simple. I made already a video on it, plain simple. We're going to have the link down there. Down there, you know, like in a show more. And then it's the description of the video. Everybody's always asking me, where's the recipe? Where's the recipe? All the recipe are below the description. Show more. You click on it, is a link. Free recipe on our website. And it's not one of them recipes you got to click in 17 things, download a bunch of stuff. It's right there. You can have it in metric. You can have it in imperial. You can have it in different quantity. It's all there for you, my friends. So it's my friend David that does all that. I don't do any of it. I don't even know how to do it. But my friend David does it. He's been a friend of mine for 30 years. He's in charge. So if you got a problem with a website, call David. Guys, friends, finding tomatoes and taste like something today, it's a challenge, let me tell you. It really is a challenge. You got tomatoes, you buy them, it tastes like nothing. Cherry tomato, I love cherry tomato. But 90% of the time anymore, now you buy a cherry tomato, it tastes like nothing. So, when I made the original video, I had found those little cherry tomatoes. They were amazing. But it's not easy. So you know what I do? I buy the Campari tomatoes. Little Campari tomatoes. Buy them on the vine. They're delicious. And usually you cut them, they're red on the inside. Not like some tomatoes. Look, I was going to make it with a plum tomatoes. Look at them tomatoes. Look at this. That's what they call a tomato in Florida. Look at this. You know what that's going to taste like? I put it in stock. It's good for nothing. Nothing. Stock, maybe. That's about it is. You're making a pomodoro, you better get some good tomatoes, eh? Slow down over here. Don't burn everything. The onion, I'm going to put a little garlic in there, and I'll go back to the tomato in a minute. I'm just going to put a very, 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 very thin, just one clove of garlic, okay? One clove. You can put 2 or 3 or 17 if you like. It's up to you, okay? Just one clove of garlic. Boom. Okay, for this amount of tomato. You can put more if you like. It's your sauce. It's your pomodoro. Put as many as you want. Somebody doesn't like it. Out of here. Go to the neighbor. They're not making pomodoro, I guarantee you that. They're making, I don't know. So look, see, at least those, when you cut them, they tomato, and they taste like a tomato. Campari tomatoes. All right, so now we smell the garlic. You're not going to believe it. How easy this is to do, my friends. This is nothing. All right? Now you smell the garlic, right? You smell it? You smell it over there? They smell it over there. So you guys don't smell it. You're too far away. We're not going to hurt it, so we're going to put a tomato right there. You're going to say, really? That's so? Yeah. You're not going to believe it. If you ever never seen my pomodoro before, little salt, that'll help us draw the moisture from tomatoes. And then you know what we're going to do? You're going to be amazed. I'm going to smoosh them with a smoosher. It's a new culinary term. I forgot to take it out because it's buried somewhere. I know I have one. Here it is. One of them potato smasher. I don't use it for, they should rename it in my kitchen. It's not a potato smasher, it's a tomato smasher in my kitchen. I do not use this for my mashed potatoes. I use a potato ricer. to make a smooth, creamy mashed potatoes. This is perfect to smash the tomatoes. So we're going to cook them for a few minutes, right? And when they have released most of their water, I'm going to smash them. I'm also going to flavor it with a little basil. Now, basil, I'm going to put the basil stems of the basil, and then I'm going to put some leaves of basil. I'm going to put some of it now, and then I'm going to put some later. The stem I will remove them later. I'm just going to put some now, so the basil flavor is going to be releasing right now. It's going to cook with the tomatoes for the next few minutes. It's going to release a great deal of flavor. And then at the end, we will put more basil. And this one, we're not going to cook it as much. So we'll have two dimensions, if you will, of the basil. We'll have the cooked basil, and then we'll have the fresh basil at the end. All right, friends? This is as simple as this is. You're not going to believe it. We're going to serve it with spaghettis. You can serve it with any pasta, really. It will be wonderful. Spaghetti pomodoro. It sounds beautiful. The Italian language sounds beautiful, doesn't it? The Italian people have to be some of the kindest people in Europe. They just are nice people. They really are. They're like, I don't know if it's because when they speak you feel like they're singing, but they're just lovely people. You know who also very nice in Europe is the Belgium people. You go to Belgium, they're so friendly. They really, really are. There's some countries that are more friendly than others. So look, guys, we're going to cook this up, right? And then what I'm going to do, the reason why I'm smashing this is because this is a lot of water in the tomato, right? Plus, I'm going to put some pasta water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze it, and I'm going to get the pectin out of the skin of the tomatoes, and the pectin is going to help me thicken it. So we're going to have a tomato sauce, going to have some nice consistency because of the pectin that I'm going to extract from those tomatoes. It's really pretty simple. The pasta, you know how I do it, right? I pre-cook it in advance. A lot of Italians say you can't do that. Well, guess what? I'm doing it. I've been doing it my whole life, and that's how many restaurants do it. You cook it 80% of the way. At the last minute, when you're ready to go, boom, you dunk it in the water until it's hot, and it's perfect. And if somebody tells you that's not the way to do it, you let them do it the way they want it. You do it the way you want it. I love it because when I got a dinner party, it's really simple. My pasta ready, my sauce ready, dunk in the water, mix it up, boom, I'm ready to go. You know, come to think about it, I'm going to add just a little bit more garlic. Just a little bit more. See, I'm shaving it. Shaving it. I want it so thin. If I had a razor blade, I'd cut it with a razor blade. But it's thin enough. It's very delicate. Don't do it if you don't like it. Don't do it if you don't like it. I hope you're not going to do it if you don't like it. My friends, that's it. I'm going to cook this another 2 or 3 minutes. And then I come back and we're going to smoosh and we're going to finish it. And I'll finish to put my pasta in the water when my water is boiling. I see you in a minute. Okay, friends. We are back. I'm going to take the stems off. I mean, I could leave them in there a little bit longer. So I could also smash them with the with everything, but I think we got it smells amazing already. I got a really, really nice flavor. Now you can use a mixer on this. This is just a matter of opinion. Remember, the flavor, the texture of a dish is a conductor of the flavor. I believe there is more texture. I believe there is more flavor if you don't puree it completely. Matter of opinion, how it touches your tongue. I think it's much better the other way around. We're going to just dunk the pasta that is already cooked, just to reheat it. And you see, that sauce is getting really, really nice and thick. without being puree. It's got a beautiful texture to it. And that's just the way I like it. Some people put it in the mixer. It's really however they like it, you know. There's no right or wrong. There's too many people out there tell you this is wrong, do it however you want it. It's your house. Have a good time. Somebody doesn't like the way you cook, right? I got just a little too much pasta in there. Let me just get it in there. There you go. Yeah, I got a little too much pasta. I'm going to put a little more fresh basil in there, friends. Just slice it up a few pieces at the end. And this is going to be the most fragrant of the two basil that you put in. But they're both going to be very fragrant. Completely different. You would think it's two different herbs. The fresh one versus the one you put in before. Yeah, it's really amazing how you can change the flavor of it just by cooking it. And you notice how liquid the sauce got, right? It's just because of the water in the tomato. The tomato is just water. It's all water, right? And then we're going to put the pasta right in there and mix it up. And this is so simple. Literally 10, 15 minutes at the most. All right, you take your pasta and you put them right in there. Spaghetti, fettuccine, linguines, any pasta. Whatever makes you happy. Mix it all up. This is so simple. Put some Parmigiano Reggiano in there. Look at this. It's so simple, my friends. You can put a little Parmesan in here, and then you can put more Parmesan on top of it. This is grated Parmesan. I'm going to let it melt a little bit. And this is such a simple and delicious dish. Simple and delicious. You can't ask for more than this. Right there, I'm going to put it in a nice plate. Voila, very simple. I'm going to take more of this delicious sauce. There's 4 servings here, easy. Put it right on top of it. Let's put some more fresh pepper in there, friends. Let's put some more cheese. Take some of the pasta out to look pretty. Take some more Parmigiano Reggiano right there on top. I think we need more sauce, huh? What do you think? I think more sauce would be delicious right there. Look at that sauce. Beautiful. It smells so fresh. It's so easy. You know what will do it? What's going to make it even better? There's a little leaf of basil in my herb garden. I got an herb garden somewhere. I'll put some basil leaf in there, right there, my friends. And voila. Very simple. We have it. All I need now is a fork. And a pomodoro. This is really the simplicity at best. Change the cheese. Add more garlic. Add more anything you like. My friends, delicious. Could have used more pepper. There you go. Put it at the end. Even more cheese would have been delicious. Pomodoro. Another fantastic pasta. I hope you make it. Okay, friends. Well, a good pasta collection needs a little creamy mushroom pasta. I got some penne pasta, and I'm going to make a nice little creamy mushroom sauce. Real simple. You'll see, my friends. I got my pan here. I'm going to put a little butter in there. You know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good, right? If I got butter. The minute you put butter on something, you know it's going to be good. I got a shiitake mushrooms and baby portobello and regular mushroom. I'm not sure I'm going to put all of them in there because it looks like a lot, maybe, but maybe not. I also got some chopped spinach leaves chopped. When you do a pasta, you got to have them chopped, otherwise you got the big pieces, right? And then I got a tablespoon. I got a tablespoon of chopped tarragon. Tarragon, French estragon. It's delicious. If you have a little bit of a licorice aftertone, red onion or shallots. Shallots will be perfect if you have them, but you can't always get shallots, right? You can't always get them. So we're gonna use a red onion because I figure everybody can get red onion. And we use red onion. You can use regular onion also, of course. Chopped very small. Red onion are cool because they don't need to cook that much. They're not like a white or Spanish onion. Those ones you really, really gotta cook them, right? Red onion, they're great for salsa. They're great for raw, and they're great for things like that where they just cook for a few minutes. And let me do this. Somebody was asking the other day, why is it that you always bang the thing on the spoon? It's usually to get rid of what's in there. That's the only reason. There's no special reason. So we're gonna saute some of the shiitake and mushrooms, the baby portobello and regular mushrooms. And now, what's important here, friends, is to get rid of the salt. Did I say get rid of the salt? Sometimes I wonder about myself. To get rid of the water. So you put salt on here. You can put regular salt, or if you, like me, you put a mushroom salt. Now, who's got mushroom salt? Nobody got mushroom salt. This is a porcini mushroom salt. It smells like porcini. Oh, great idea, right? It really does. It smells like porcini. If you've never used a good porcini mushroom salt, this is fantastic. And it gives you a great, great flavor, my friend. It really does. The salt is going to help us extract the water in those mushrooms, which is really, really important, friends, in this instance. We need to get rid of all the water in this, okay? If we can't get rid of all the water in there, then the whole thing's going to be full of water. And you know, a lot of people don't like mushroom. It's not because they don't like the flavor of the mushroom. They don't like the texture of the mushroom. I'm talking to a lot of you out there. I said, yeah, you don't mind the flavor, you just don't like the chewing on it. That's because everybody give them to you with water in it. And when you bite on it, you bite on this like sponge full of water in there. And that's why you want to get rid of the water. And that's what I'm doing right now. That changes the flavor 100%. And also, it changes the flavor. Instead of it being a 80% water and 20% mushroom flavor, it's now all mushroom flavor because you got rid of the water. Water dilutes flavor. And don't forget, I always tell you, friends, the texture is a conductor of flavor. The texture of an ingredient is how you touch it. While the food touches your tongue, the flavor is determined by the texture of the food. The texture is a conductor of flavor. So if I give you a mushroom full of water, the texture is terrible. But if you get rid of that water, then you have a really nice texture. I don't know if I explained it correctly. Sometimes I get confused. So let's make sure we continue sauteing it. Not only is it going to get rid of the water, but it's really going to change the whole flavor of it. This is a really simple recipe. As long as you have all your mise en place ready to go, it's not complicated at all. It really is not. A quick little, since I'm waiting for this to happen, I don't want to rush it, but since I'm waiting for it to happen, I want to tell you, the pasta. I'm doing a penne pasta. A lot of people don't understand what I do. Is I always pre-cook them, pre-cook them, and then I put a little bit of olive oil so they don't stick. You see, whoop, they don't stick. And then I'm done with it. I just dunk them in the water, and they will only cook maybe 6 minutes. So I'm not ready for it. I don't know why I did this right now, because I'm not ready with it. So I gotta put this right here now until it's ready. So now I'm taking my. You know what? I got a plate right here. I'm gonna use it because I'm not ready. I was trying to demonstrate here, but they're not cooked yet. They're gonna be finished cooking in a minute. Anyway, friends, you probably can't smell it because you probably can't smell it. Yeah, no, I know you can't smell it. Not probably. You cannot smell it, but it's the smell that we have in here. And if you look in a fry pan, you can see some of them are really, really caramelized a little bit. And the flavor is amazing. So now we're gonna put it's about, I don't know, two teaspoon, not exactly quite a tablespoon of chopped garlic, and the same amount of tarragon. Like I said, if you don't have tarragon, use sage, use thyme, use a nice herb in there. That'll be great. It smells amazing already. We're gonna put a little bit of a chopped parsley. Okay, now also, friends, I change this recipe all the time. I'm also going to put just a little bit, like a 6-ounce ladle of my beef stock. This is going to give us a beautiful color. You don't want to do that, just don't do it. A lot of people, I just want to keep it vegetarian. Great, then you don't need it. You really, really don't need it. All right, and then, friends, we're going to put maybe a quarter cup of chicken stock. Again, vegetable stock will be great. We're going to put some spinach, chopped spinach leaves. This is really simple. I am now going to put my pasta in there. Finish cooking them. We're going to cook the spinach. This, my friends, a child could do it. This is really, when I tell you a child could do it, child could do this one. And it's delicious. You see? And then we're going to put cream there. Yeah. See, we got cooking the spinach leaves. You could add sun-dried tomato to this. You could add a bunch of, you could add a chicken to it. You can add a bunch of stuff to it. But this is just about the, we're going to put heavy whipping cream. I don't know, what do you say? So far, about 6 ounces. Really simple. What do you think, Jack? About 6 ounces? He agrees. I don't think he knows any more than I do. We're going to bring this to boil. Remember, friends, a lot of people say to me, I put my cream and it boils. It's probably because you're using light, it breaks. It's probably because you're using light cream. If you're using heavy whipping cream, this one happens to be 40%. 36% is good. 32% is good. Got to be at least 30% fat. Then you know. See right there? Simple, huh? Right, my friends, so far? We're going to wait just a second. What happens is the cream thickens slightly. It doesn't break, it thickens. Because right now it's a little too liquid. We're going to let this cook just for a second. And you see what I do? I clean the side of my pot all the time. Really simple, huh? We're going to test it to make sure it's good. Probably need some salt and pepper. Probably. No, it doesn't need it. I was certain of it. The pepper I already had some, but I may add just a little bit more. And voila, my friends. This is it. This is so simple. And now we're going to add a cheese. Let's add a pasta first, and then we add a cheese, okay? Pasta is done. Like I said, remember, it's cooked. That's the way I like to do it. It makes it so simple. And I promise you, friends, a lot of restaurants, one of them minus one, do the same thing. They pre-cook, so at the last minute, all they got to do is just put it in the water, put it in the sauce, mix it up,
You see, look at this. How simple was that, my friends? It's beautiful, it's simple, and now all we need is Parmesan cheese. I got Parmigiano Reggiano right there, my friends. You see? Parmigiano Reggiano right there. We're gonna melt it, and this is easy, creamy mushroom pasta. And you can all do so easily, my friends. Let's bring it to boil one more time. And voila. This is so simple. Let's bring it to boil one more time. Let's get the plates. Boom, boom, boom. Just wanted to get it a little thicker, just a little bit, so it coats all the pasta. And this is going to take a second or so. You see? Just bring it to boil. We'll wait just another second. It's all about the texture. You want to make sure whenever you're taking it, there is sauce on the noodles. Otherwise, it's not good. Let me test it. I didn't test it yet. More salt. Where's the salt? Where'd it go? More salt. That's more, a little more. A little more. And that's it, my friend. Beautiful. You see how simple that was to make? Voila. Very simple. Beautiful. You see? This is it. This was a half a pound of pasta. So as an appetizer, he certainly got enough for 2 or 3 serving for a half a pound of pasta. But as a main course, I say 2 big ones. Look, 2 big ones. Right there, my friends. And this is how easy my mushroom pasta was to make. I got a spoon instead of a fork. That's okay, I don't mind. I like the sauce right there. See? It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh! It's delicious. Deliciously hot. This is the easiest pasta. Easy, beautiful, creamy mushroom pasta. I hope you make it. Okay, well, another favorite one from everybody all over the world is a spaghetti or linguine clam sauce. And we're going to do it the Italian version. There is, I did a video where I did Italian and the French, and everybody loved the Italian and the French. They love it the same, just about, but I think the Italian pulls stronger. The Italian is easier. It's really, really, yeah. This is one of their classic, an easiest recipe in the world, and one of the purest in a way, because there's only a couple ingredients in there. And it's really simple. For those of you that have not seen it, I had to put it on that list because it's so easy to make. The secret, though, is to get fresh clams. And you can, of course, make the same recipe with clam juice if you have to. I like to get the fresh clams. And those are cherry clams and cherry stone clams. And they're very small. I like them small. I don't like the big ones. Especially if you poach them, the big ones get chewy. So we're going to give them a bath. It's the last bath they're going to have, okay? And we're going to make it a flavorful bath for them. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's their last meal. You ready, guys? Yeah. And so I got a little garlic in here, and I'm not going to burn it, don't worry. A little beautiful olive oil. I have garlic olive oil. And I'm going to release the fragrance of the garlic. And I'm also going to use it, believe it or not, we're going to use the parsley in there, but I saved the stems of it. My grandmother used to do that, the stems of the parsley, and I tell you what, it gives it a beautiful flavor. So save the stem of the parsley for this, I tell you, and this is really the way my grandmother used to make it. It's very simple and it's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna, like I said, this is the last meal, so we're gonna make it nice for them. We're gonna give them a Pinot Grigio. This, I put a little chili flakes. I don't want to put too much, just a little bit to give it a little in the back, a little kick in the back, very little. You can skip it if you don't want to. Pinot Grigio is phenomenal for this, or you could use a Sauvignon Blanc. Little citrus would be great in there, and don't be afraid to give him some wine. Okay, this is going to be the clam juice. We're making a clam juice, so you want to give him a decent bottle of wine. I'm not saying go out there and spend $50 for a bottle of wine, but spend about $15 for a good bottle of Pinot Grigio or decent bottle of Pinot Grigio. You're not going to get a fantastic wine, but you don't really need a fantastic wine. And what you want to do is you want to bring it to boil, and then we're going to put the clams in there. The clams, when you get them, you got to wash them really good because a lot of times they have sand in it. So you really want to wash them. And what I do is I wash them and then I put them in salt water. I put a little cornmeal in the bottom. And sometimes you'll see them opening, you see the air bubble coming out, and they purge the sand to eat the cornmeal. But salt water is just as good if you don't have any cornmeal. And for 2-3 hours, you put them, and you wash them. And after you finish washing them, you put them in the fridge, put your ice on it. Or, like I said, put them in water for about 2-3 hours, no longer than that. And then you wash them again, and you wash them again until you don't feel any more sand in it. And if you do, I'm going to show you what to do at the end. We're going to clear the sand out of there. Okay, so now we need a pot big enough. I got 50 right here, 50. You need a pot big enough so they open. You don't want to have a little pot where they're on top of each other because then the bottom one can't open because of the weight of the one on top of it. So try to get a pot that is big enough like this. This is, I got lucky here. I got a big pot like this. And it's not exactly easy. And what happened is they're going to release their liquor and their juices, and that's what's going to make a clam juice. This, my friend, will make an amazing sauce. The juice of the clam, the liquor they're gonna release, it's gonna make it. So what we need to do now is we need to do this, which means we need to steam them. And then I am, again, lucky because I got a glass top. I can see when they start to open. When they start to open, we want to take them out. If they don't open after a certain, if they're very fresh, they should all open about the same time, all just about open at the same time. When they start to open, I'll take them out and I'll show you what I'll do. And of course, we're going to save that broth and then we're going to strain it to make sure there's no sand in it. And I'll show you how I do it. Okay, friends? So we're going to let them come to boil. And then we're going to, and when they start opening, I'll come back and I'll show you what I do with it. Okay? We're going to give it a few minutes. Probably going to take about 3, 4, 5 minutes. 3, 4, 5. We'll see. I'm going to check it out. Okay, friends, you see they're starting to open, and it didn't take that long. How long was it roughly about? 2, 3 minutes. See, it didn't take that long. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some a tongue, and I'm going to take them out. This one was the first one to open. So I take them out. If they're really nice and pretty, I save them, the whole thing. Otherwise, what I do is I take the clams out of there. And I only save the pretty shell. Otherwise, I take the whole clams out of there. It'll be easier to see. So if they're little ones like this, for instance, it's a pretty one, we save it and we use it for decoration, the little ones. And then the big one, I just take it out and save just the clams, you see. It works with, if you take two tongs, because obviously you can't go in there with your hands. You see, this is a pretty one. And so this is what I'm going to do, friends. Okay, so I'm going to take all this out. Take me a couple of minutes. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how to strain that very important broth right here. If they don't open after a while, if they all open, there's 2 or 3 that are not open, you give them a chance maybe to open, but if they don't open, that probably means they were dead and the heat didn't bother them, so that's why they didn't open. So, all right, so I'll be back in a minute when I'm all done, friends. Okay, so look at this, friends. See, this is just saved just a couple of them so I can make a nice plate decoration. But there's not much at all. You see, that's 50 clams because they're very small. Like I say, I like them small because they're more tender, but it's really up to you. And those you don't even have to cut them. You can just leave them like that. They're delicious, just like that. All right, so look, oh, this one opened. I thought I was going to say, okay, well, 2 of them did not open, but this one finally decided to open. And you see, this one is a big one, and it did not open. I'm not going to force it open. Let me see. No, I'm not going to force it open. It doesn't want to open. So, you know, it doesn't want to open. We're not going to, only 1 out of 50, not bad at all. So, we're going to turn this off, and now we must strain the sand out of it because I guarantee you there's sand in it now. And you'll know you have sand if you take a stainless steel ladle, you go in the bottom of your pot, and if you listen carefully, I'm going to see if I can get close with my microphone. You'll see it, you'll hear. Actually, you know what? There's hardly anything. Normally you would hear hardly anything. So it's good. That's good. I'm still going to strain it very carefully. So I am using a double mesh strainer. It's called a chinois in French cuisine, a chinois. And if you don't have one of those, and most of you don't have one of those, you want to at least use what is called a double mesh strainer. You see, look, single mesh, double mesh, single mesh, double mesh. Imagine somebody coming in the channel the first time and says, this guy has put a strainer on his face. But it's to show you, see, single mesh, you can see me, double mesh, you cannot see me. So it's double mesh. How do you explain double mesh? It's a mesh double. It's very fine. If you don't have one of those, you can use a kitchen towel. A kitchen towel. Those will work perfectly fine. Put it in there. Don't use a coffee filter. It takes you forever. It doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it takes forever. Or cheesecloth, you know, or muslin cloth. All of those work great. Okay? And what you're going to do is we're going to go like this, friends. Okay? I'm trying to see if the camera can. Oh, look! I just found another one. What are you doing over there, you? Well, I saw it. Oh, here it is. What you doing in there, you? Come back over there. We're going to cook you. We're going to eat you. So what I'm going to do is, here you go. So, you see, I'm going to go right in there. And we'll probably see if we see any sand at all. If we do, we're not going to go. But this was very, very clean bash, friends. Look at this. There's hardly any sand. We'll look in a minute. Let me just... I'm really looking carefully, and I don't see hardly anything at all. Look at this, friends. Let's look at the pot together. You watch. This is really cool. Let's look at the pot. You see a little bit. See right there, my friend. See, look. See a little bit, but very little. But still, that will not be good in there. Okay, that will not be good. So you know what I do? Because I am really do not like sand. Show me somebody that like you sand. I'll show you somebody who's not together. Exactly. I was going to say a wacko, but that's okay. Look, we're going to go again a second time. And that's just to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I don't go all the way back. But again, nothing. So we did really good. All right, friends. I'm going to clean all this up. And then I'll come back and I'm going to show you how to make the dish. It's amazing and it's so simple. I'll be back in a minute. Clean all that stuff up. All right, my friend. This is your liquid gold. If you've never made this before, my friend, you make it one time. I promise you'll never buy that clam juice again in a bottle. Never again. This, you could drink it. I make a clam chowder with this. Amazing. Matter of fact, I got a recipe. We're going to give you a link over there. I don't know if Jack can give you any, because there's only 5 links per video, and this is a big video with a lot of links. So you know what we'll do? We'll put them underneath. Underneath the video, there's a description and it says show more. Click on it, give you all the links of all those videos. So I got a water boiling it right here. I got this is my reduction saucepan. I do everything with this. It's like a wok, it's like a pan, I do everything. Reduction saucepan, everything. It's amazing. My 7-ply. This is a pot that you knock somebody out with a 7-ply. This is really a beautiful pot. A little bit of a garlic olive oil, or olive oil, whatever you got. And then we're going to give it friend, I'm literally shaving the garlic, okay? If I had a razor blade, I'd do it. Thin, like it's almost not there. My mother put a lot more garlic than my grandma. My grandmother hardly put any garlic in the food. Very, very thin, okay? A little bit of a garlic right there. We're going to put it. Don't tell anybody I use my knife to scrape the board, okay? So I did it very gently. See, only one. One is enough. One is more than enough. The Italians don't use too much garlic. The French is a whole different story. So I got we're gonna give it the garlic to give it a little fragrance. We're gonna put a little chili flakes, like we did in the juice right there, just a little bit. Boom, that's it. Very little, friends, okay? Very, 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 very little. And then we're going to give him about a cup. We don't want to burn anything. We're going to give him about a cup of this beautiful, oh, mamma mia, the pasta. Let me tell you about the pasta. Linguine. Spaghetti or linguine, whichever one you want. They're both the same. I mean, they're not the same. The linguine is like a flat pasta versus the spaghetti is a round pasta. Right, same kind of deal. So we're going to put about a cup of this liquid gold right there. I'm just making one quick little serving. Huh? One quick little serving right there, my friends. And what we're going to do, we're going to put some of the pasta water. What I do with the pasta, everybody is like, oh, don't do that. Oh, mamma mia. It's so much easier. This pasta takes about 12 minutes to cook. 10 minutes, 12 minutes to cook. Depends, if you have a good pasta, it takes a good time to 12 minutes to cook. So what I do, I cook them 8 minutes, put them in the water. When I come out of the water, they got a little olive oil. Great, if you have a dinner party, you don't need to worry about it. You just do it really, really quick, and just dunk them in water like I'm doing right now. Dunk them in the same water than you cook them originally. Save the water. It's got the starch in it. It's wonderful. Don't worry about what anybody tell you can't do that. It's perfect. You know how many restaurants you go to and you order a pasta dish, and the pasta comes out already? It's already done, trust me. So much easier than having to keep track of it and overcook it. Right here, I know all I got to do is rewarm it because it's already done. All right, I'm going to put it in my liquid gold right there. I'm going to put my clams that I save. I divide them in two. I got 2 servings. You see? It depends how many clams you want to give it to. Depends how many clams you want to give them. You could do it one big serving. One big serving, 50 clams, that'd be way too much. Depends how many people, how much serving you want to give them. Put a little bit of fresh parsley, okay? Then we're going to put a little bit of the zest of a lemon. Remember, always, the zester on top of the lemon, not the other way around. And now somebody was looking at one of my videos where I was doing ginger. And ginger, see, look, put the lemon in there. You don't have to put the lemon in there, but the lemon, it gives you ginger, you do it this way. It's not a citrus. Somebody was like, oh, he's not using the tool the right way. Mamma mia. So look, and don't worry about it if there's water in there. Eh? Pasta water is perfectly fine. Pasta water is wonderful in there. In fact, we want it. We want the pasta water to emulsify with liquid gold. This, my friends, is liquid gold. Now, you know what the French people would do, right? They would go in there and put that, the French people. When the camera is off, I'm going to do it. Don't tell anybody, okay? But this, my friends, is beautiful. Look at this. This is gorgeous. This is like, this is perfection in linguine clam sauce. Beautiful. See the garlic, just a little color. That's emulsified. That's emulsified. The pasta water and the juice. And this, my friends, is beautiful. Look at this. Look at this, my friend. And what you do, you take the one in the middle right there, and then you take them, the little ones. Probably going to be 2 serving in there. I said 1, but this is going to be 2 serving. Jackie's going to say, which one is mine? And no cheese. If you're going to do the truly Italian thing, no cheese, eh? Now, if you're not inviting an Italian and you want to put some Parmesan cheese in it, I'm not going to say anything. But the Italian going to throw you out of the room. So look, friends, just like this. See, look how beautiful that is. This is a beautiful linguine clam sauce. And there is 2 serving right there. See, I got another one right there. Beautiful. My friends, this is gorgeous. You got to try to make this. You got to really, really try to make this. Because this is beautiful. This is like, this is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. And so simple. I hate that when it's splatter all over my jacket. This is beautiful, my friends. I hope you make it. And you know what? Get a little bit of that beautiful juice. Oh, yeah. Get some of that juice right there, my friend. This is delicious. Fantastic. I hope you make it because it's really, really, really delicious, my friends. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. Just, I'm doing the spoon thing because I don't want it to splatter all over. It's still not going. Delicious. Okay, my friend. Well, what do you think? I hope you liked it. You know, it's not easy to pick the 5 greatest pasta because there's so many of them. And that macaroni and cheese, did you see how I made? You got to make it more liquid. Remember, if you don't make it liquid enough, it's going to be all pasty. And don't forget that, right? And the Bolognese. Bolognese, don't forget to add that spicy Italian sausage. Trust me, it's worth it. It's really, really, really fantastic. It gives a little kick. And if you don't like it spicy, then use the mild sausage, okay? You got to make it because it's really good. And remember, there's 2 other recipes of Bolognese just in case you want to try another one on my channel. There'll be 3 Bolognese recipes. The clam sauce, I made the Italian one in this because, you know, I made a video with the 2 of them, but I choose the Italian one because the Italian one is magic. It shows you the power and the magical power, if you will, of only using 3 ingredients. That's the Italian food for you. It's really, really fantastic. The pomodoro, of course, the pomodoro, that's so simple. Tomato sauce, again, 3 ingredients. The secret is good tomatoes. You get good tomatoes, you're going to make a good pomodoro, all right? And then, of course, to make a nice creamy pasta, that's why I picked the penne. It's wonderful, and that sauce is so easy. You can make that sauce for anything. You don't even have to make pasta. Anyway, my friends, I want to make more of those series. The best beef, the best pork, the best. I'm going to make a bunch of it because I love making it. And for those of you that are new to the channel, you may have missed some of the old videos. You know, we got 500 of them. You don't go all the way down to the end. That's why I'm bringing them back to the top because they really, really are good. I enjoy doing it. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to ring the bell. Thanks for watching, friends. Wow, that's really delicious. So simple. Huh. Oh. Oh. I sure weigh. Oh.